we begin sitting front edge of the chair, hands on the thighs. In through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Do that for a little bit. Unique insight in Taoist practice. Relaxation as your means of finding stability rather than tension or holding. So softening anywhere in the body that you find yourself sort of tensing. Allow this release down through the chair, down through your legs, down, connecting you to the ground, which is where we get our stability. And also this emphasis in Taoist practice of a healthy body being a changeable body, something that can fold and unfold, extend and return, expand and consolidate, right? In through the nose. Feel that expanding with the inhale, then that exhale out the nose or the mouth. Feel that settling and consolidating. So again, this alive quality that we are promoting with every single movement that we do. Sort of like a trance, mind-body practice, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, those kinds of things. You want to have a sort of hypnotic, trance-like quality to it, but you're hypnotizing yourself, sort of shifting your consciousness. And the breath is just the best place to start because it's got this wave-like quality to it, right? This inhale's kind of like the wave going up the shore, and then exhale, it has this washing back, so it can be incredibly soothing, incredibly, what it is, it's attractive. The breath is attractive to the mind. We know that the mind is easily distracted. We know the mind gets caught up on things that we're worried about, fears, excitement, expectation, all of that, that doesn't help. And my experience with Parkinson's is that the fragility of the nervous system is just so high that when you get distracted or stressed out, it really impacts the whole system. And so this training of hypnotizing, trancing, and training your consciousness to be incredibly relaxed. And Taoist practice uses the term leisure, like deeply luxurious and leisurely with every breath in and every breath out, just this soothing state. So we can master that. We can master always being in that state. Now take that state with you as you do the movement. Slide the hands back, elbows back, scapula back, shoulder blades, chest up, chin up, arching. Again, just everything like it's a luxury. I always think of it like chocolate mousse cake, my favorite dessert. Just every movement like, oh, just this delicious opportunity to work the kinks out. And oh, what a luxury we have to spend an hour or so just breathing and moving all the way back. And that creates a sort of medicine inside of us that's not the same if we're sort of trying to exercise in the traditional sense of exercise. So again, that's another uniquely Taoist and yogic concept, mind-body concept of we're here making medicine. Oh, we're healing. We're in a healing state while doing the movements. Let's take two more. We're inhaling as we arch. Holding. Exhaling as we round. Hold. One more. And after you arch, now just settle to the middle. Just take one breath there where you don't do anything. You just empty every space, allow just unimpeded flow. And then move into the twist. So the left hand forward, the right hand and elbow back, turn the shoulders to the right, turn the head. And then back to middle. Same idea. Luxury, enjoyment, is bringing out. You're in no rush. You don't have to keep up with me or keep up with anyone else in the class. You're just trying to be, my current teacher, the word that uses so often, appropriate. Appropriate. We think of appropriate often as like good manners or something, right? But appropriate is how far do I twist? How fast do I move? Well, that's changing all the time. It's changing for each of us. How long should I stay in this twist? This is an answer I can't give you. It's an answer you have to find each round by saying what feels useful, beneficial, therapeutic, right? Each little twist is an opportunity to say, oh, how far should I go? What feels beneficial? And back to the middle. Stay for just one breath, remembering to just relax, and then hang the arms and lean to the right. Just get this bowing quality, or like a palm tree swaying in the wind, and then lift the left wrist up. What this allows for is just that little extra tipping. And then we come back up tall to even, and then lean. So when I lean this way, this left hand goes closer to the floor, and then just float this hand up and lean. And then do it again. Just leisurely, luxurious. What you can find through Taoist practice is the method of stiffening and tightening and holding the body that we all do. We all do this. Is not the superior way to keep the body in good integrity and good function. There's an underlying primary, that tension is the secondary or backup system. The primary system is like when you look at a little baby and you see them just plump and juicy and fluid. We're actually returning to that by just being loose and soft. And each of these Shenfa or body methods is a place where we're practicing hydraulic soft movement. Back to the middle. Now, shoulder blades. So we go shoulders spread apart. So you can maybe see it through my shirt. I know it's a black shirt, but you get this spread apart. When that happens, the chest hollows. So that movement has to be there. Then we lift the scapula up. The shoulders and arms lift up as well. So get all the way up. So you're squinched up as high as you can be. So Christine, you lift your shoulders up a little higher. Is that as high as they can go? Yeah, there you go. There, right? So there's this thing here, and then go back with the scapula. Back, and then down. So think of this like a massage therapist comes in, grabs your shoulders, and they squeeze them and put thumbs, and it feels really good. We're actually doing that for ourselves. So when you go forward like this, you're stretching open back here and you're closing in front. Now, when you come up, squish all the muscles of your shoulders. So you're tightening, you're kind of squishing them up. And then go back, scapula, back, squeezing them back. So now you're massaging all the muscles in between the shoulder blades. Back. And then down, neutral. Let's just do that a couple more times. Forward and up. And this might be one of the most important exercises because a lot of times the brain has lost contact with the scapula, and the scapula are the roots of the arms. You ever see the beautiful movements of martial artists or dancers, ballet, the beauty, the sort of quality of the wing here, it's because the scapula is trained. And then let's reverse. So to mute. I'm sorry. So now the reverse is back and up, forward and down, under, back, up, over, forward, down, under, back and up, over top, down. One more. And bring your legs closer together. We tip a little bit forward from the hips. Arms go forward but not up. Backs of hands touching. Right? So touch the backs of the hands together. Then go out around a circle. Notice I didn't go up. I'm just out. And then lean a little bit back and circle the arms in. So we're going to be making circular movements using just the hydraulic system. So another term for Tai Chi and Qigong is land swimming. Land swimming. So we're on the land, but we're swimming. And it should feel like swimming, not because there's water around us, but rather more because there's water in us. We are water. So we have this fluid, unified quality. Now we're going forward and up. Open, leaning a little bit back. Turn the palms forward, slide them down. Forward and up. Opening and forward. Hands stay together as you go up. And then open all this space inside the body. That's the most valuable real estate on the market, and you can't buy it. You have to cultivate it. Now, hands stay together, up, 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 as high as you can. Open up that space. And you're not finished until neutral. Every time you come to neutral, there should be something gone that was there, some residue, some barnacle, some tension, some stagnation. And we do it again. Forward, up, 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 up. Way up, open. Oh, so the Shen Fa is built to challenge the barnacles, the residue, the stiff spots, the mechanics that are glued together, and then we make sure to go neutral. And then we go through neutral. One more. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Neutral. Now, open, but don't lift. Come around to the front. Loose, let the arms swing by your side. Open, but don't lift. Rock forward, close. Neutral, open, close, neutral. Now, open and lift. Forward, close, and down. rock back, open, lift. Try to just use looseness, soft, relax. How much can you do with your body in the hydraulic mode? Just think of it like your plug-in hybrid car, if you have one, or you know what that is, right? For the first 40 miles, it's in electric mode, right? But it has different modes. So we want to just be in hydraulic mode for our whole Tai Chi practice. And everything we do is designed to give us an opportunity to succeed at that. Open and lift and keep lifting and keep lifting and keep lifting. Over top, forward, and down. Movements are designed to show us where we're impinging, where we're stuck, where we're trying too hard, and give us an opportunity to relax and find the way through. People think of relaxation as down relaxation, but relaxation actually plumps, it makes space. So that's that levitative quality that you get when you practice more and more and more. You just feel lighter and lighter and more fluid and more spacious. All right. And bend the elbows. Out and up. Down. In. Down. Ah. Down. In. So because we have this bent elbow position, it's even more demanding on the deep places in the body, the deep nooks and crannies. Elbows back, and then down and forward and right? Feel that demand on the mechanisms. So appropriate amount. Usually everyone can do this one. There's usually not much in the way of that. You just have to, force it. But sometimes there's real blockage to this, but round by round by round, see if you can open that way up. Down, forward, up. Forward, down. And out. One above, one below. Cross. Wrap around, hug. And then elbows straight out. And cross. Out. And cross. Out. Cross. Down. Arms in front. Turn palms down, up, down, up. This is pronate and supinate. And open, neutral. Now, importantly, elbows out and around. So you see how far forward my elbows get. That forces internal rotation in the shoulders and a hollowing here. And then neutral. External rotation, which induces unfolding, opening, external. And then this movement induces elbows, 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 induces folding and closing. Open, unfold. Close and fold. Elbows, elbows, elbows. Push the elbows around or send them around, however you're going to do it. At first, this movement is weird, so people tend to keep it here and then they just bend their hands and touch here. Look at how much movement I've got here. Look at how much that mechanism has room to move. So that means if you're not doing that, there's plaque, there's residue, there's buildup. There's also the brain not networked to that little symphony of muscles, right? One more. So like I said, a healthy body is a changeable body. It's not stuck in any position. Now open. Step a little wider apart. Left hand up, way over top, come down. So to get here, my torso has to lean and twist, and there's a closing that has to happen. But with the legs wide, there's a qua opening that's available as well. So feel that. And then the right hand stays where it is as the left hand comes back. So we're open. And then this over the rainbow, the body has to lean and turn and twist and close. And then that right qua or groin area stays open. And then middle. And then up, over, reverse. One more each. And up, cross, turn the palms down. Now the arms fall, 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 and then right when they get to this space, release. So the thumbs stay pointing back, the arms are internally rotated, the body's folded, closed, right there. Then cross the wrists, come up. So now the body's unfolding, right? Unfolding and opening. Arms down, 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 down. Right, so now we're open, unfolded. Now we're coming up and over. We're closing and fold. Let the arms go. So let the arms drop. Cross. Rise up and open, unfold. Cross. Closing and release. Couple more. So Qigong is Qigong and Tai Chi, but Qigong movements like this, and then there's often, we're doing a seated variation, there's a standing variation that's sort of complicated, which I want to try today. So I really want you to get this idea that you're letting the arms go. And eventually we do that with a swing of the arms. Now, step back to neutral. Here, now wrists, fold, circle, point forward, turn the palms up, fold over top at the wrist joint, circle. Turn the palms up, roll, 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 roll. And reverse, roll. Palms face down, come under, roll, roll. And palms up, spread, gather. So the hands go opening and then closing. Opening, so all that real estate, all that space inside the hand. Closing. A healthy hand is a hand that can change. It can go all the way there and all the way there with nothing in between. The brain has to be able to execute that. The tissue, the joints, everything has to be in unimpeded flow. Now from open palms, fingers like you're doing tiger claw. And the key to this one is that I'm not shortening this way. I'm going around, right? Around into a fist, get all the way to a fist, yeah? And then release. So the idea is you're grabbing a handful of rice and back. You couldn't grab a handful of rice by shortening everything, right? You have to go around. And so that's opening all this space and back. And the other important thing is that the fist never gets to a point where it starts compressing upon itself. So make a fist, looks like a fist, right? But I'm not jamming everything in, compressing. It's long and spacious. And then back. Two more. Long. Open. Open. And now, thumb touch pinky. 3 fingers touch thumb and pinky. Bend. And then open. Now, right around this little spot in the palm. So around. Bend. Open. Around. And then the last one with the hands. This little joint there. So we go like that. And notice I didn't tuck my fingers under like that. They're long. And then this, like little tweezers. So the monkey paw. And then open. Pinky, ring, middle. Fingernails should be showing, no tucking. And then tweezers, chopsticks, bend the wrist down. So now with this one, we want eventually to have it fan. One more. Scoot a little bit back in your chair. Very stable. Load. Push. Load. Down. Switch. Load. Push. Load. Down. So resistance training, running, hiking, going upstairs, squats, all of that's great to build strength. And also, so too is the chi practice of no resistance. All I'm training is freedom of movement of the mechanisms. That's actually a key element of being able to issue force and power through the body. So if we're overly trained, right, if all the muscles are really stiff, on a long timeline, the function decreases in our upper years. So we're really getting on this Taoist train of saying, oh yeah, it's about movement and function. Let's go foot and ankle, point and flex. Again, what gives us a strong, balanced leg-foot relationship to the earth has to do with this mobility, brain connection, tilt the foot in, tilt the foot out, circle. We got to have intelligence down in our feet. Big piece of what a lot of people go ahead in the other direction talk about is the neuropathy that's coming with age, right? And how that creates a lot of problems. And they don't really have too many good answers from what I understand for neuropathy. And at least one of them that makes sense is just, well, I mean, make sure you're at least on a daily checking in, moving, using the nerves, using the tissue, the blood, the joints, a little tilt in, a little tilt out. And circle. Reverse. It's like falling in love with the process of trying to age more and more gracefully, right? Having this practice be a huge part of your life. Scoot forward. Step a little wider. Now we do our swivel steps. And actually, let's do the full swivel step today. So legs together. Now we're lifting your right toes, turn on the heel, so the knee and the toes point out. Notice you get a certain opening here at the quad. Now lift the heel, turning on the ball of the foot, the knee falls in. So you get this shape. And again, it looks funky, but my knee should not be, I'm not compromising the knee. There's still perfect relationship. Then toe lifts and opens. So now we got even more quad opening. And then heel goes out, this thigh falls in, the knee falls in. And then we finally go toe up and turn. So this should be about maximum, right? Open. Now go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that again. Same leg. External. Internal. External. Heel out, knee in, internal. Toe out, hold. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other leg. Toe and knee out. Heel out, knee in. Toe and knee out. Heel out, knee in. One more time. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. And in. 2. And finally, both legs. 1. Then the heels go out, the knees fall in. 2. Toes out, knees out. 3. And then we come in. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 1, 2. And hip distance. Hip hinge. Fold. Sit upright. From the hips, tip back. Back. Sit upright. From the hips. Hinge. Now we add to this as you hinge forward, hands on the knees, turn your elbows out and around like we did earlier. Do that big internal rotation as you fold. This really opens the back, brings out the shoulders. Now sit upright. Turn the hands and arms neutral. Lean back, 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 back. And then sit upright. Turn on the hands. Elbows flare out and around as you fold at the hips, 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 hips. Hip. And then sit upright. And lean back. One more. Upright. Now step the feet wider apart and do the same thing. The dragon takes a bow. Down through the middle with the legs open, we get a little more room to drop between the knees, between the elbows, and then sit upright. Arms to neutral from the hips, lean back. And then from the hips, sit upright and fold forward, elbows flare out and around. Down, down, fold, fold, fold. And then sit upright. Arms to neutral, lean back, 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 back. One more. The dragon takes a bow. Now, as you sit upright and lean back, the dragon stirs the sea with its tail. So tip from the hips to the right, bow towards the right knee, elbows flare out. Now stay bowed forward and sweep across all the way to the left side. Now stay to the left side as you're coming up and back, and then circle around the back and bow to the right. So we go in the same direction. We're going to stir the sea in one direction a few times with our big old tail. So you might even use your imagination and actually picture a big old tail that you're sweeping through the sea. And then we reverse, go the other way. Stir the sea with the tail. Stir the sea. we're back to neutral. So we're doing our whole chair system right now. Of course, there's other ones we could add, but this is pretty much the whole deal here. So this will be on film if you want to do this yourself later. This will be the latest video. So now sit upright and remember our first exercise of arching and rounding. And then we're going to add that movement onto the folding and coming back upright. So watch me one time. The hands go back, elbows go back, shoulder blades go back, and I'm arching and looking up. So don't do it this time unless you've done it before, but watch closely. So I'm in a back bend, folding from the hips. Notice I'm still in a back bend, I'm still in a back bend, I'm still in a back bend. Now my hips are done folding. So now I slide the hands down, rounding, 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 rounding. That's the first half. Now my head is hanging loose. Now the hips start to sit upright, but my spine is rounded. I'm sort of dragging it along. I'm dragging myself up, up, up. And then when my hips get around to neutral, then I go tall, tall spine. And then as my hips start to fold forward again, that induces that arch, and then the fold happens again. So let's do that together. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arch, look up, fold from the hips, but keep the arch in your back the whole way. Once you finish folding in the hips, slide the hands down, round the back, hang the arms, hang the head. Now keep that hanging feeling as you sit up from the hips. Sitting up, sitting up, sitting up. And now your pelvis is about neutral. You're still kind of rounded in the spine. Start to lengthen up, tall, tall. Start tipping the hips forward as the hands and elbows go back. And then fold. It's called shaking loose the heavenly pillar. You fold and round and dangle. And then you sit upright and tall, 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 and arch, 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 arch. Stay arched as you fold all the way. And releasing, and then sit all the way up and arch. Take that twice more, and eventually you get this ability to just like a waving sea kelp in the ocean, just creating this therapeutic move. Again, soothing, almost hypnotic. The movement itself can be somewhat hypnotic. And then finish by coming all the way vertical and settling there from when you've finished. Then we take arms and dangle. Open this interior space and just float the arms out to the side. Turn the arms, palms up and reach. Up. Chest a little bit up, chin a little bit up, look up to the sky. Now reach your right hand higher than your left hand. So reach like there's something just out of reach you need to get, and then relax. And then left arm, reach and relax. Again, just think function. As I've been doing this for many, many years, working with clients of all different kinds, different capacities, ages, all of that, especially with the older folks or people who've had injuries or illness, the term function, 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 function. That's what we want to focus on, is to see each part and say, what is it functioning? Is it doing what it's built to do? And am I training it to do it the right way? And the Taoist point of view is be loose, be soft, use hydraulics. That's the best way. Reach higher with both. Way up, way up, way up. And then soft. And see if you can just hydraulic float. Just float, float, float. Loose. Arms forward, up. Now a lot of times when we go further up, we start shortening and like bending our elbows. So try to not do that. Keep this reach and go up. Keep your arms at around shoulder distance, palms facing each other, and see if you can get that hunch out of the back. Arching, looking up. Get as much back bend here as you can. Spinal extension. Anti-slouching position. And then forward, settling. Release. Hands on the legs, chin down. Chin level, chin up. Level and down. Level and up. And down. All the way up. All the way down. Healthy head and neck has to be able to go all the way and all the way. Right, in both directions. Now come to level and turn. Back to middle and turn. Middle, turn. 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 Back to middle. Kind of an odd movement of the head and neck. Forward. Then middle and back. So back. Like there's something about to buzz your nose and you go whoop. Right? And then forward like you're putting your chin out there. And then back to neutral, and then the whole face and head retract back. And then forward. And back. Forward. Back. That helps you find middle. Find the middle. Now from the middle. Tip. Notice that I'm not turning my head. My nose is straight ahead. Back to middle. Lateral. Middle. The function of the body greater than the sum of its parts when all those parts are separated from each other, right? That's another Taoist point of view, is we separate, not rip them apart, but pull apart enough so that there's the space for the nerve flow, blood flow, interstitial fluid flow, and movement. The function of the body happens in the space, in the relationship space between the parts. So as we're aging, that's not happening naturally. If we're ill in some way, that's also not happening. The body's kind of getting stuck. And so all of these movements are an opportunity to create space. Now, tip your head to the right a little, chin up. Notice how that sends your head back. So if it helps to think of back, great. Keep the head back, tip the head to the left, and then the chin comes down, that brings the head forward. So you can think of it either way, but the head forward. Then side and back. Side and forward. We've established a direction for a sort of circular movement. So whatever direction you're going, stay in that direction and make the circle a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger, round by round. Most often, especially if you're doing this right, you're going to hear the grit, the sand, the little sounds. Those are good. Of course, if you were to be forcing it like crazy and hearing, bone on bone stuff, that's different. But there's all kinds of sound that needs to be invited and seen as a sign that you're doing it right as you clear out. Now, last time around in this first direction, you're going at your biggest circle. We finish by dropping the head around in front and releasing it completely, letting it just stay right there hanging. And then like someone's pulling a string on the crown of the head, pulling the head up, 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 so that now you're back to standing with perfect posture, or sitting with perfect posture, dangling from the crown. And then we go in the other direction. So tip your head to the other side and go back, tip, forward, tip, back, around, forward, around, back, around. You establish the direction of the circle, go in that direction, getting a little larger with each one. Two more. And your last one should be about your maximum. Hang the head in front, totally released. And then the head gets drawn up towards the sky. Tall, spacious quality through the body. Slide your feet back. Hip hinge. Crown. Forward out of the chair. Up. Tall. Hip hinge. Now that I've opened all the mechanisms to be able to move, right? If I'm standing like this, there's less opportunity than when I go here. So that's that first gesture that allows for that. So again, just think function, but we're practicing using only hydraulics. Full. If we think we need to really add a bunch of tension and effort, if we think that's what we need to do, then we do that, and then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if we explore the idea of, can I sit down and stand up with zero tightening, holding, grabbing, if you can explore that, you got to risk it a little bit, right? And then you start to find, oh yeah, I can do that. And then the more you train it, the more you can do with just that. Now, don't sit in your chair. Don't sit in your chair. Sink, get close to the earth, possibly touching toes, touching the floor, and then push through the earth and stand nice and tall. And again, don't sit in your chair, but sit your butt low, low, low. Allow the back to have a little pliability and roundability. They call it bowing, like an archer's bow. When we sit and stay relaxed, the back sort of bows a little bit. That's again a mechanism the spinal column is supposed to do. It's supposed to have that bow ability. Now stay standing. Here we are, loose and easy, rising. Hands go through a little change, sink. Hydraulics only, levity only, that levitative quality. So Joe, notice where my arms are. Straighten them out more, but drop your wrists. Yeah, so loose, but out, and then a little change, and down. Yeah, good. And so when you come up, a lot of times people do this. They bend, they do something with tension here that's totally unnecessary. Loose. Right? Just notice that ability to, yeah, exactly right. And then just this little change, and there needs to be no forced bend. It's just relax. Perfect. So picturing a snake, picturing sea kelp, picturing a river, picturing, right? In nature, you just don't see these hard angles. Everything, even a tree's roots have that windy, spirally quality. So we need to train our movements to return to that. Open, sweep down. The crane opening its wings. Open. Oh, just notice, do you need any tension-based strength to do any of this stuff? The answer is eventually no. You can do all of this just with this loose, relaxed, right? Embrace the moon, one under, one over. Magnets attract, magnets repel, around, around. Around. Down. Scoop, elbows back, turn hands over, push. Full extension, wrap around the backside, draw. All push, and the most important part is right here where most people stop. Soften and get even more length. Let the scapula slide around a little bit, get a little more of that all the way to the end, and then back. And again, turn the hands and push. Full extend, get around the backside and draw. Pliability, function. Turn left hand and push only the left hand. Let that turn you a little bit. A little turn. Then turn left palm to face the body, right palm faces away, and one push, one draw. Let it turn you slightly the other way. And then turn right palm, turn left palm, and push and draw. Turn the hands and push and draw. You can start to allow the returning hand to kind of drop in space a little bit, and then turn a little bit and have this do a little wing roll, fold, turn, right? So we're going. So it's adding a component. Turn, wing, roll, fold. Oh. Step back and repel the monkey. Or monkey steps back and twists. Both hands. Then. The bear. Washing his paws in the stream. Change the weight from leg to leg. Turn from your middle pivot. A healthy body changes all the way to this side, and then all the way to this side. Now really emphasize or notice how my arms, where are they in space? Have they lifted above my waist? They haven't. And yet they're doing something. And it's important to do this rather than this, because this is short, tight, and stuck. This is promoting pliable, long. And then, so they stay low and go away from the body, because it really gets us out of our habit of seeing this and thinking it's this or this or this. Long. And then brush knee, sweep leg. brush knee, sweep leg. Now swirl the stream. This hand does go far away, but not up. Around the water, and then in close, and then around. And you can see with my body, I'm kind of stooped and open, right? Like you see this shape, and as you guys practice more, you can take this shape more. If you just kind of analyze it, like my feet are a little turned out, my knees are bent, my hips are back. So, and my torso is a little angled, right? And so I'm doing all this movement, but I'm not stuck like a stick figure. So how I'm accomplishing that is a softening of the parts and an opening up of space. Let's go for the bear squats the fish. That hand high, down, this one rises. The qua, opening and closing. Right? So I could also be finding this if things were a little stiffer, right? I could be doing it in a much more, I won't say muted, but like smaller, more subtle, but yet internally I'm still feeling change leg, turn from qua, sweep across, change, right? And then as I do that more, then I go, oh yeah, something opened, oh, some more space open, and now I've got more space, and my movements can get longer. Let's go even higher. So these exercises, even though they're not something totally new, you can use them. They have depth. That's how I think of it. They have a depth of exploration. The bear swatting, right? Now, brush knee and push. Wing, roll, pull. Shift, turn, brush, push. Long, 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 long. Left hand down, right elbow, fold. Brush and push. Brush. Remember, hypnotized. Let yourself get entranced, especially as you get over the hump of that learning curve of what are we doing? Right? That's why practice and using the videos and coming to class have value, because if you get through the hump of what are we doing, then you start using it for biomechanical therapy and also entrainment or entrancement. Now, pause here with your weight in your right leg, left foot empty, step it a little behind. Change the weight back in that left leg and touch. This is commonly known as the cat stance, right? Like a very light touch in that front foot. Now bring this foot back, heels touching, toes turned out, chain. Toe touch. When you step the toe out to touch, a lot of times this happens, right? That sort of clumsiness. So your whole goal here is empty. Bring it back. This is a great practice. Change. 100% zero. That zero is what gives this the ability to step. Step back, change. 100% going through that leg, empty, change. Now we're going to do this. We've done it before, but we're going to do the newer posture, the standing posture. So bring your right toes out, touch. This hand down and turned out slightly. So it's down and turned out. This hand is up. I always think like there's some sun shining at your eye and you're just trying to block that a little bit. This is called the crane. Now, bring this foot back, heels touching, turn your palms to face like the ball. And then they're going to pass by each other. It doesn't matter on the outside or the inside or pass. You just pass as you're changing weight, changing weight, changing weight. And then bring the left foot out, touch the floor. Turn the right palm to block the sun, and the left hand finishes, right? Finish. It's like a little flourish, but not overly done like, some dance position, right? But a little bit of finish. And then bring the foot back as your hands turn to make the ball. As you change the weight, the hands are passing, 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 passing. The foot is getting ready to step out. The foot is floating and stepping out. And as the foot lands, the flourish of the hands go boop and finish. Bring the foot back. The hands turn to face each other like a ball. As the weight changes, going, the foot becomes empty as it gets ready to float out. The hands are almost at their final destination and finish. Bring the foot back, palms turn to face each other. Palms face each other, footsteps back. Now, one addition, as we finish, your weight is in your standing leg, the hips turn a little bit so that the navel is somewhat to the corner rather than straight ahead. We were doing it straight ahead, but you add just this little turn, right? So now if I drew a laser pointer from my navel or from my attention, it would be more to this corner rather than straight ahead. Boom. Now you bring the foot back, palms face each other, changing. So it's all the same stuff, all the empty foot, the hands, and then the only addition is that turn, that little turn out to the corner. Bring the foot back, palms face each other, white crane. Wow. And little to the corner. Palms face each other. Change. Slight turn to the corner. Footsteps back. Palms face each other. Footsteps back. One more each way. Foot comes back, no weight, palms face each other. Body weight changing, hands changing, turning from your middle pivot, changing, hands finish, and foot. Bring the foot back, palms face each other. Everything simultaneous. And neutral, hands come down. Tip just a little bit into your heels. Open and lift. Tip a little bit into your toes. Sweep the hands around, out in front, palms facing. Tip a little bit into your heels. Hands back. And settle to the middle of your feet. Hands settle to the middle. Hollow the front. Elbows kind of flare. Hips hinge back. Chest hollows. That makes room, that space that I'm talking about, to sink through this Tai Chi squat. And then rise to standing. Twice more. This resets all the river flow in the body. Opens and closes all the mechanisms again, but in a way that is reorganized. Hollow. When we sink down, we let go of whatever is left in the body that's just not needed. And then just come up standing and try to carry with you less than you had a moment ago. Last one. Open. Close, tipping into the toes. Heels and middle of feet. Hollow. Through. And wing roll full. Settle. And then seal. 1, 2. Take a final moment of nothing at all. And thank you, everybody. Make sure you know where your chair is. Have a seat. If you have any final thought or question, feel free to share it. You'll have to unmute if you want to do that.
I run. Thanks, Otto. Good class.
Okay. Great work.
I felt terrible before the class. Like everything hurt. Everything hurt me. I had stomach aches and leg cramps and foot. And I thought, well, I can't do the class today. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, maybe it'll make me feel better. So I did the class, and I tell you, nothing hurts now.
Yeah, that's a glowing endorsement, huh?
It's really.
Everything hurt and I was sick. Nothing hurt. Yeah.
I feel
Nothing
better.
hurts and I'm smiling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tai Chi is something. Hydraulics are really something.
Yeah.
And you know, from a rudimentary, simplistic way of thinking, which I think is very valuable, even though like Western science and medicine and all that gets very complicated. And that's wonderful because it itemizes and dissects and really breaks everything down. But like from the Chinese medicine point of view, stagnation or excessive yin, too much yin, not enough yang, too much yang, not enough yin. But a lot of what it is this, and especially modern society, it's stagnation. It's this pooling down in our feet, this like lack of mobility at all the different joints. It's this lack of flow from the brain out through the, you know, it just makes sense to me more and more. The simple way of thinking about how to make ourselves feel better is almost more practical. It's like something you can do today, every day, on the hour, maybe before you know, eat breakfast and then before you go to bed or whatever. It's like you can do something about it. So take that idea. That's what makes me think of Gail is I feel like crap.
Yeah.
What do I do? You know, and there's something you can do.
Yeah, with the choice of do nothing, my first response was do nothing, and then I thought, wait a minute,
Stagnation.
Let me try it.
Stagnation.
Yeah.
Right. If we're sick, if we're too stagnant, the lymphatic system just builds up with dead cells, and we just feel like bleh. So doesn't mean go on a 50-mile marathon. It's just saying what is something you could do, even just sitting and breathing or lying down and breathing and doing some twists, and just keep in mind there's something you might be able to do to take you from where you're feeling right now to slightly better, so
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was a good set today. It was a very good set.
Thank you.
Thank
awesome.
you.
Awesome. Yeah.
There's a way, you say that it's recorded, and there's a way to access the recording of the lesson?
Yeah.